Okay, so it seems like even more VTubers are starting to get fed up of a lot of the kind of things that are going on over at Twitch. Now, if you don't know, yesterday we covered this tweet, which essentially came out from megalodonvt, asking, does Twitch not track lurkers anymore? Which obviously is kind of referencing a lot of the kind of changes that's been going on over at Twitch. Essentially, yeah, not counting a lot of viewers who don't interact with the stream through chats or donations or whatever, right? It doesn't really count them. And there's been a lot of kind of evidence that's come out recently of people actually kind of revealing this, which I wanted to go through and talk about a couple more VTubers kind of responses to these situations going on, because we've had people like Tricky as well in the comments saying whatever they did, it's pretty bad and it hurts a lot of people. And that's been the sentiment that has been going across a lot of VTubers kind of tweets and things like that. And it's obviously a very concerning situation that's been going on, because viewership has been dropping. We saw in my last video, every single top VTuber on the platform has been dropping in viewership, whether it's dramatically or only by a little bit. But again, either way, they are all still dropping. There wasn't a single one that was gaining viewership, which I thought was pretty interesting. And yeah, obviously it's starting to get a little bit concerning for a lot of these people who, you know, want to grow and want, you know, VTubing and just content creation on Twitch to do well in general, because this isn't just a problem with VTubers, by the way. This is a, you know, widespread problem with a lot of streamers, and many of them have been talking about it and exposing a lot of the kind of, you know, mispractices that Twitch have been kind of doing. Now, obviously, yeah, we got a kind of response from ShizuVT here saying, can we petition Twitch to revert the bot update? It does not stop bots, it only tanks live view accounts, while every other stat, VOD views, chat, etc. is unchanged. This update hurts the platform, damages creators, and feels completely unnecessary. It needs to be corrected. That I know posts like this come off as negative, but if nothing changes, Twitch is on a dark path. We can't just sit back and hope it all works itself out, which, yeah, it's 100% true. You know, you can't just sit back and just kind of watch it, because, again, this is a career for a lot of people. Yes, obviously people can go and go over to other platforms like YouTube or Kick or anything like that, right? But, you know, if something was to happen to Twitch in the future, you don't have that audience already built up like you do on Twitch, which could, you know, damage your career pretty heavily. And I honestly understand why people are worried. Now, obviously, one thing to counteract this I would suggest is obviously multi-streaming. I would suggest obviously going on to different platforms and just streaming it on there as well. So then you at least have built up that little bit of rapport with some of the other platforms, and then you can just kind of move if something does happen. Obviously, that's an if. I don't, you know, I'm not speculating that there's going to be some big thing that happens to Twitch, but I do think that obviously there is a chance that something could happen with a lot of the changes they are making. Obviously, say I've been on Twitch long enough to see it grow from people illegally streaming Family Guy and movies to what it is today. And yes, things have gotten worse. I streamed full time for almost 8 years. The counter was never perfect, but over the last few years, it's gone downhill. 4 years ago, only off by a few viewers here and there, might not be counted. 2 years ago, 20% dip started happening during ads. That fixed itself after 5 minutes. Annoying but tolerable. That now it constantly swings during the 30-minute windows. My CCV, for example, goes from 80 to 50 to 90 to 50 to 80. Instead of dipping during ads, it randomly spikes, sometimes sticking, sometimes reverting. I've checked everything. Chat lists do not match the live view count. VOD views are steady, and chat activity is the same. Every other stat is stable. The only thing that is broken is the live viewer counter, and it's the worst state I've ever seen it in. Now, obviously, yeah, you guys know that Twitch is based off of the view count. You know, it's based off of, you know, popularity and your view count to kind of push you up even further in the ranks, and people will see you more because you'll be the top of the category and you'll be the top of the pages, right? Because you have more viewers. But obviously, if Twitch isn't counting some of those viewers, it's going to, you know, affect you pretty heavily, because you don't have a lot of the views that you are supposed to have, which I think is, yeah, not very kind of nice. And obviously it can suck for a lot of people, you know. And there's posts like this, for example, of other streamers in the space saying, I'm considering quitting streaming because my viewership went down from 70 to 90 to now to 15 to 25 now. Last night I said I had 7 chatters for 20 minutes. And I had at least 20 chatters. It's unreal how downhill Twitch has gotten. Now, obviously, a lot of people, you know, like to use the excuse of like, oh, maybe they just fell off. Maybe, you know, they just don't have enough viewers or whatever. But that's not the case. If you actually see here with this clip, which came out from someone called Zoe, they essentially kind of go through their chat here. So what they do here is obviously, they go through the, if you don't know, there's a chat list where you can see who is chatting and who is in your chat, right?
Now,
and she counts it.
Right now it says that I have 43 viewers.
Yeah, so she's got 43 viewers on her stream on the live count thing. Yeah, just counting through all of it. She keeps going. It keeps going.
All people that...
And then we go back to here.
All people... 118 names are in this list.
Oop. Yeah.
Holy shit. All people that follow me. All people that are subs. All people that I know.
So yeah, obviously all of these are like real people, and she counted, what, like 114? When she's only got 43 people in her live count, which is pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy difference. Now, sure, if it was off by like 2, 3, 4, 5 people, right? Sure, like that's probably just hasn't updated in time, and that's just an error on their part, and it's just like, it just happens, right? But that's a pretty big error. That's almost, that's over double. That's almost triple, what she should be, having on her view count, but obviously it's not showing up for whatever reason that might be, and obviously many people are speculating that could be due to obviously lurkers and people that are watching the stream but not interacting with chat or interacting with subs or anything like that, so they just kind of don't get counted as a live viewer, which I think is extremely interesting and obviously ruins a lot of the space for many people. Now, there's been more people as well speaking out about this, other VTubers saying stuff like, every single time Twitch announces changes to counteract bots, you see medium to small streamers in mass posting about their CCV getting slashed by Twitch. Twitch knows it's not a 5 to 50 viewer streamers giving their platform a botting problem. It's streamers who are already doing well inflating their numbers with hundreds to thousands of bots to pull in substantiality, more ad revenue, compete for the top spots and greater visibility. Yet once again, Twitch turns a blind eye to this and goes after smaller streamers because it lets them pretend they can tell the advertisers they're working on the problem, and lets them keep the big streamers happy to keep making money off the bots they allow. Now, that is partially true. Obviously, I think a lot of bigger streamers were kind of affected by this. Now, were they affected heavily? Not really. But we did see the drop of a lot of viewership from many people, due to a lot of these bot changes. And yes, they still had a viewership which was, extremely, they were able to continue doing their job and stuff pretty comfortably. But there was still a change there, which I thought was pretty interesting, because I do think they did actually targeted. I do think they did target, a lot of streamers that were bigger as well. But again, some of them still get away with pretty high viewership anyways. But yeah, it's a big issue that has been going on, and a lot of VTubers have been obviously voicing their concerns about it. But again, it is something that is affecting a lot of streamers on the platform just in general, not just in the VTubing space. Obviously as well, we've got this new change from Twitch coming out soon about watch streaks. And obviously many people are complaining as well, being like, hey, will lurkers count? Because they sure don't count as viewers. And obviously, yeah, many people are just wanting to get this issue fixed rather than them adding some new feature which nobody really cares about, like watch streaks and things like that. People just want them to fix the kind of platform so they can go ahead and go live, because again, obviously people are thinking about quitting. We saw the other post, they're considering quitting streaming, because a lot of people are similar to this. They've gone from 70 to 90 viewers to now 15 to 25 viewers, right? And it's becoming a big issue, and it's even affecting some of the bigger, I would say bigger, VTubers in the space, including obviously megalodonvt and Tricky, and even more people as well, which I think is becoming a bigger problem. And obviously it sucks for a lot of these streamers too, because not only, as I said, does it stop them from getting popular and boosting their popularity in the categories, it also stops them from being able to appeal to a lot of sponsors and things as well, because although they might have 150 whatever people in chat but only 43 people showing, right? The sponsors aren't going to go through and count every single chatter in the chat. They're just going to read your live count, which obviously is going to be significantly lower than your actual kind of viewing ratio, which I think is extremely interesting. And obviously it sucks for a lot of these people that are trying to get sponsors, because again, it does actually hurt them financially pretty heavily. So again, obviously this is still a big problem, and I'm glad that a lot more people are calling out, because again, it has been a problem for the past couple of weeks now, but it does seem to be getting even worse. And there could also be another system with ad blockers and things in place right now, which is also affecting viewership, which we talked about in the last video, which I think is pretty insane, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse over at Twitch. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to give subs, use my code CASA, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.